Pokémon has always been a very happy franchise, with a focus on becoming the best and not accepting defeats as defeats, but more opportunities to become better and closer to success. That being said, Pokémon also knows just how to grab us by the heart and squeeze tighter and tighter until we're drowning in our own tears. Most notably, this is done in the Pokémon movies. Pokémon evidently feel like they can't make a compelling and engaging movie without cranking up the emotional turmoil to gargantuan levels. In other words, Pokémon knows that to make their movies memorable, they need to make you cry, and they need to make you cry hard. I'm Ace Trainer Liam, and here's my list of the top 5 saddest Pokémon movie moments. Number 5. I'm including this even though it's technically from a movie tie-in, not an actual movie, because it's my list and I can do what I want. In the Birth of Mewtwo, the short that was included as an extended prologue to Pokémon the first movie in the TV and home video releases, we get a deeper look into the creation of Mewtwo. It's revealed that alongside the cloning experiment being undertaken to create Mewtwo, an enhanced clone of Mew, Dr. Fuji is also working on using the same technology to bring his late daughter Amber back to life. Whilst in containment, Mewtwo, Amber and 3 clones of the Kanto starters are able to communicate in a sort of subconscious world that Amber refers to as her remember place, and Mewtwo and Amber become close friends. Things take a turn for the worse, however, as the experiments to clone the Kanto starters fail, and they each disappear from Amber's remember place. All of a sudden, Amber herself begins to disappear, and tells Mewtwo it's time to say goodbye, as the iconic Tears of Life music from the movie plays in the background. It's at this moment that Mewtwo is forced to learn what sadness really is, and what it means to cry, as we the audience cry along with him. Number 4. In Pokémon Ranger and the Temple of the Sea, May is holding an egg containing Manaphy as it hatches, and upon seeing May, Manaphy instantly takes a liking to her, which Brock explains as Manaphy thinking May is its mother. Throughout the movie, the bond between May and Manaphy becomes stronger and stronger, until finally, once the evil Captain Phantom is defeated and the Ocean Temple of Samaya once again sinks below the depths, the Prince of the Sea, Manaphy, has to leave. Whilst watching the temple sink from the safety of a boat, May quietly whispers goodbye, thinking she won't ever see Manaphy again, when suddenly Manaphy appears and comes darting out of the ocean into May's arms. May then asks Manaphy not to forget about her, and Manaphy responds with the words, "Love you, May," and dives back into the sea. It's a beautiful scene. Well, it would be, if it wasn't for this blundering animation error. Come on, guys. Supposed to be having a moment here. Number 3. 2002 brought us the movie Pokémon Heroes, Latios and Latias. We're shown the story of the father of Latios and Latias, who's also a Latios. Gets a little bit confusing. But anyway, their father dies trying to protect the city of Alto Mar, and left his soul behind as the Soul Dew. Of course, long story short, Ash and the gang end up befriending Latios and Latias, and after one of the antagonists, Oakley, uses the power of the Soul Dew and Latios to resurrect Aerodactyl and Kabutops, because why not? The other antagonist, Annie, then tries to pick up the Soul Dew, but it shatters in the process. This causes all the water in the city of Alto Mar to retract out to the sea, returning as a huge tidal wave that looks ready to wipe out the city. This is where things get real sad. Latios and Latias have to combine their powers to stop the great tidal wave, which they both know will mean sacrificing Latios' life. We're then greeted with the heart-wrenching moment where, without saying a word, Latios and Latias say their goodbyes, as Latios disappears in a beam of light, never to be seen again. Number 2. The bond between Sir Aaron and his Lucario is emphasised early in Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. During the opening sequence, we see Sir Aaron using his aura to end a war, giving his life in the process, and Lucario is left sealed in Aaron's staff for years to come. Years pass, and Sir Aaron is now revered as a legendary hero. Lucario is later freed from the staff, due to Ash apparently having a similar aura to Aaron. Clutching at straws a bit here, Pokemon. The problem is, Lucario doesn't understand what happened after he was sealed in the staff, but once he sees the truth, revealed by a Time Flower, he finds the strength to use his aura, along with a little help from Ash, to heal Mew and save everyone. That's when Lucario, at the brink of death, sees another Time Flower, revealing to him Sir Aaron's final moments, where he asks for Lucario's forgiveness, and as the image fades, Lucario begins to cry, as his final moments pass, and his life too comes to an end. This scene is incredibly powerful, but in my opinion, it's kind of ruined by
Lucario's deep, brooding Batman voice. Aaron, my friend, I forgive.
It's so bad. Number 1. Now come on, you knew this was going to be number 1. Whenever somebody asks what's the saddest moment in Pokemon history, that bit where Ash turns to stone and everyone cries is always a top contender, and usually the first example to leave anyone's mouth. In the original Pokemon movie, conveniently titled Pokemon the First Movie, Mewtwo is leading an army of genetically superior Pokemon clones against the human race and their Pokemon slaves. I'm using air quotes for slaves, but technically Mewtwo isn't wrong. The original Pokemon are then joined in battle by Mew, who engages Mewtwo one-on-one. As Mew hurls psychic attacks at Mewtwo, and Mewtwo fires back with Shadow Balls
Before it was a move.
Ash, seeing how all the Pokemon, original and clone alike, are suffering, runs into the fray to try and reason with the two leaders to stop fighting. Upon getting caught in the crossfire between Mew and Mewtwo, Ash hits the ground and turns to stone. And that's where things get really heavy. Pikachu rushes to Ash's side, nudges him to try and wake him, and when that doesn't work, he tries shocking Ash awake. Worked in the past, it could work now, right? Wrong. Pikachu looks down at Ash with tears in his eyes, thinking his longtime friend is gone for good, and he begins to cry, and us along with him. And then the mood is ruined. Thanks, Dugong! Thanks everybody for watching. Let me know in the comments which Pokemon movie moments you think are the saddest, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, and if you're new, hit subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter for all my latest updates, and until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.